Deary me! If it's not a duck that thinks it's a rooster, it's a pig that thinks it's a dog.
Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own, without a love of my own. Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You heard me saying I pray for someone I really could care, someone I really could care for.
Bright red Georgia clay, how it stuck to the tires after the summer rain. Willpower made that old car go. A woman's mind told me that's so. Oh, how I wish we were back on the road again. Me and you and
Welcome to T-Bone's Best of Roanoke Show. Music, comedy, and conversation featuring HB. Wow. The Honey Badger.
Honey Badger don't care.
Now, on with the show.
This is Radio Free Roanoke, and this is episode number 79, T-Bone's Best of Roanoke Show. HB, we have a show today. Let's welcome Lisa O'Neill, Executive Director of a premier animal protection organization, Angels of Assisi.
Hello,
Thank you.
Lisa.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon, and thank you for hosting us here where,
Absolutely.
There's some other critters around
We
here
may
too
hear some
besides
dog
us.
barking in the background, but that's okay. They're
Yeah,
welcome.
that works. That's part of the show.
It is,
Yeah.
yes.
It goes with the show, that's right. Well, Lisa, we want to know about Angels of Assisi. Now, I live downtown, and you guys are located at 419 Campbell Avenue,
415 Campbell.
Avenue, and I'd probably go by this place 415 times a day. So what exactly are you guys doing in here? I know there's animals in here, but what all's going on?
Our main goal in Angels of Assisi is to keep pets in their family. So we do that in several different ways. We have a low-cost veterinary clinic that people can access for vaccinations, for injuries. We have animals that come in that were hit by cars. When your pets get sick, people can come in. One of our main things is keeping animals healthy. So vaccinations, we're going through a really hard time for people right now, but animals can have their own problems. There's a virus that's particular for puppies called parvo. And when we vaccinate against that, it prevents them from having parvo. So parvo is very contagious, it's deadly, and when we can have animals come in to get up to date on their vaccinations for things like parvo and distemper, it keeps the animals healthy. It keeps the neighborhood healthy because other animals aren't getting it, and therefore it keeps the whole community healthy.
Yeah,
and that's one of our main goals.
Well, on your website, you stress you're changing your role because I would have said right off the bat, you guys are an animal shelter, but you're really changing, you're expanding your parameters.
We are.
More community oriented, it sounds like.
Yeah, we started out as spay-neuter clinic. Spay-neuter, which is a huge part of the puzzle in keeping animals and people in the community healthy. But there's other aspects too. So we have an adoption center, and then we have the clinic.
Okay.
Now, spay-neuter, on your website, there was a number, 125,000.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
That's accurate.
Wow.
How long a period of time is that?
We started in 2001. So
Wow.
Angels was started at that time. It was a huge overpopulation of animals. And in Roanoke, our wonderful city, almost 10,000 animals a year were being killed just because they were homeless. So the founder of Angels of Assisi was like, what can we do to nip it in the bud? And spay-neuter was it. And then it grew to some other things.
Well, Angel of Assisi, I'm a little slow on that background. Where does that come
Yeah,
from?
where-
Is that
where does that-
religious based or what?
Assisi is the patron saint of animals.
Oh.
So our official name is Assisi Animal Clinics of Virginia. And then probably because we have so many wonderful people that help us and our volunteers and our staff and everything, the angels came in and it's Angels of Assisi. That's where the name came from.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So this is not the only location.
We have a mobile clinic that goes out that's actually licensed as its own clinic. The truck that's right out front
Okay.
it's actually a separate clinic and it's mobile. So we go all over Southwest Virginia and also West Virginia.
Glad to hear
Oh,
the West
wow.
Virginia part. actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I knew you'd like
I'm
that.
from Hinton, West Virginia.
Our medical director is from Hinton, West Virginia. Dr. Richmond, and she was Dr. Phillips, Dr. Josette Phillips.
First name? Josette?
Josette.
Well, I'll have to talk to
Hinton.
my family back home.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow. That's some small world. I just threw
Yeah.
that out there. Okay.
Yeah, and actually, she is so involved in our mission that she lives in Roanoke 4 days a week, and then she goes home to her farm in Hinton on the weekends. And so that's why West Virginia is near and dear to our hearts, and we take our truck out there to give veterinary care to people that can't afford it or don't have access to it.
Right.
Very
oh, my
cool.
goodness. And then I think I saw on your website as well, like there was like 80,000 wellness visits or stuff like that. I guess that's part of that mobile clinic.
It's done here in Roanoke.
Okay.
Our veterinary clinic is open 7 days a week. We're open late 2 nights a week because we want people to have the resources and no barriers and be able to come. A lot of people work during the week and animals get sick on the weekend. So people can't afford an emergency vet sometimes. So that's why we're open 7 days.
See, I didn't know that.
Now, is the city the funding to keep the place going? You know, how does that work?
We're funded by the services that we offer and grants
Okay.
and donations. So we don't get any government money or any city money.
None at all.
But we have a wide base of supporters that help us out. And
Right.
sometimes it's $5 and sometimes it's $200,000. And also some of our income does come from the services that we give here. So when
Right,
people
yeah.
bring their animals to the clinic at Angels of Assisi and they pay for their wellness exam and their vaccinations, any extra money that's not used up here goes to pay for the adoption center animals that are homeless in the adoption center and get them adopted.
Great.
Well, and let's talk about adoption then, because that's something I'm sure that's a primary thing you guys do. Offer, I think 25,000 was the number.
Yeah.
If I remember right, you've given out for adoption or to a loving home.
Yes, either adopted or fostered for a short time or a long time and then adopted.
Okay.
Many of our animals come in from neglectful or abusive situations and they go through a rehabilitation process here and then are adopted. So we have a program that we offer to animal control throughout the state of Virginia and West Virginia. If there's a cruelty case or if animals are seized, they can come here. They can get free veterinary care. We do a whole workup for court, which is documentation, which is the doctor's recommendations, what the doctor finds, diagnostics, photos, and then Dr. Richmond will go and testify in court. And sometimes people just don't know better and need a little bit of help and resources to help take care of their animals better. And sometimes people should never be allowed to own an animal again. And then our documentation gives the court that thing. It's all done at no charge to the municipalities.
So a court might order, hey, Lisa, this woman was taking care of 70 cats and she can no longer do it. They're overrunning the town.
Or her
Would
place.
you take them?
Yes, we do get those calls. We've recently done one up in Allegheny County. I think we had 20 or 30 dogs that were living in a basement.
Wow.
And it's kind of like Law and Order, where law enforcement goes in first and they do their thing and we help with the documentation. Then we
Right.
take it to court. So we're side by side with law enforcement in court, presenting the case, and then the judge is going to decide which way the animals go.
Oh my!
Wow.
I did not know that.
How many full-time employees are here?
42.
42.
In this little building, yes, we have
No
42.
way.
Yes.
No-
Yeah.
Wow. And then, of course, volunteers and
Volunteers
all that.
and
Just
everything, yeah.
Tremendous, yeah.
Yeah, we have our home base here, but we're out in the community a lot, and our volunteers and foster homes are integral to that part.
Okay.
Well, right now, or on a normal day, Lisa,
Yeah.
you know, we were greeted by some dogs when we came in here. But on a normal day, how many dogs or cats or would you have?
Animals.
Here? Yeah, whatever. Giraffes. hippos.
We can get to that part.
Goats, yeah.
In the clinic, we'll typically see between 30 and 50 animals for surgery. And in the wellness sick part, the medical part, we may see 50 to 70 animals that come through. And those are all owned by people. Those are pets that are coming in to get spayed or neutered, or to have a mass removal, or to have their eyelid problem
Some
fixed.
kind of care.
Some kind
Yeah.
of care, or if they're here to get vaccinations. The adoption center, we usually have around 70 animals at one time on site. And then we will have another 20, 30, 40 out into foster care.
Now, is that foster care? Is that where someone keeps the animal for a little while? Is that to like say, hey, let me see if I can handle this, or see if they take to me, or is it like rent a dog, or what?
Yeah.
What is that?
There's a wide range on that. Oftentimes it's orphan kittens who are going to be either bottle fed or they don't have a mom.
Right,
So
yeah.
they're going to be bottle fed and cared for till they're 8 weeks old. They can come in. That is a great family project, especially now everybody's home. So our fosters are wonderful, and it's a way to teach the kids, hey, this is how we can learn some responsibility and how we can give back. Kids are great at taking pictures of their foster pets.
Yeah.
So we have the young animals that need to be housed somewhere besides the shelter as they grow up and be old enough to adopt. We have some animals that have lived in some terrible situations and need to learn what it's like to live in a house. Hey, this is a vacuum cleaner. This dog has never heard a vacuum
right,
cleaner and is
yeah.
going to bolt out the door and run.
Right.
So we have animals that need to learn how to be a dog or a cat again. And then we have a foster program that is just for hospice animals. So we have animals that come in and they have a terminal disease. We have one dog now, he's up on our Facebook page. He has a massive tumor that's inoperable, but he's still, otherwise he's happy, he's eating, he's playful. It's not time to put him to sleep. We don't want him to live his life here at the shelter. So he's considered a foster hospice.
Okay.
And they
That's how
go,
that
and
works.
sometimes a hospice home is months, and sometimes it's a couple days. But that animal may have had a horrible life, and if they can have the last 2 or 3 days in this world on somebody's couch,
Yes.
that's all we can, that's a wonderful thing to do. It's a
Absolutely.
wonderful thing to do. Let them go knowing some love from
Yes.
a person and the soft bed when they've known none of that their entire lives.
Now, if there's more animals brought in, then you have room for people will foster a pet until it's adopted, and that's kind
Yeah,
of
we're developing that program all the time, and we've learned a lot about fostering during this particular time.
Yeah.
During
Has it been
COVID.
good?
It's been wonderful.
Because there's so many people at home.
People are at home,
It's
and a lot of shelters, rural shelters, have had to close. So we've tried to help animals from there. Or
gosh.
adoption centers aren't just walk in now, it's by appointment. But when people take an animal to foster, because they're home now, and they're
Yeah.
doing things like Zoom, and they're doing things like Facebook,
Right,
they
yeah.
can promote those animals online, and we're actually doing some virtual adoption events. So the community has really come forward, and I will say we're not surprised because we have animal lovers here in Roanoke.
Right.
So the community's come forward and helped get a lot of these animals adopted.
Yeah, T-Bone and I both have animals at home, so yeah.
Yeah, matter of fact, that makes me think, our Chinese pug, sometimes Lisa lacks social skills. If he ever ends up here, staying here,
Yeah.
do you have like a dog trainer? Or?
We do. We have a dog trainer on staff, and what her main job is to evaluate the animals and then come up with a care plan for the volunteers to follow. So we have some dogs downstairs right now, and they have one dedicated volunteer, and it took us 3 months before we could touch them.
Oh, wow.
So our dog trainer we don't specialize in hoarding cases, but we do a lot of them, so we're used to these types of animals. So we have a plan that we come up with, and she sits on the floor and she puts her hand out and she has dog treats. And it might take her 4 weeks before that dog comes up, but she'll start hand feeding them, and then we'll eventually start to put a leash on. So it's a lot of patience, and she puts her earphones on and probably listens to a podcast, and I'll
Sure.
recommend that she listen to you
Yeah.
guys. But,
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but she very patient. But it's so rewarding when you see those dogs. Gosh, they're outside now, and then they have to learn what it's like to be downtown, to have cars and other people and bikes around. So one thing I'm very proud about our adoption center dogs is that they're used to being in the city. You know, they can go in parades. They have gone in parades.
Oh, cool.
They can go downtown to the marketplace because they're every time they go outside here, they've got city noises going on, sirens and all of that. So they're becoming accustomed to somebody that may be active in the downtown area, and that makes a great fit because they're used to it.
Y'all have a float in the parades here, don't you?
Yeah.
Right, that's what I thought. I've seen it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you'd have animals on there.
Oh, yeah.
So you can train dogs. What about those darn kitty cats?
Well, that's a little bit different story. But we do want our cats to be social with people. We have cats for adoption at PetSmart and Petco. So we want our cats to be real social and friendly with people. That's not always the case. So if a cat comes in, it's more on the feral side. We work really hard to find them barn homes where they can kind of be an outside cat,
okay.
and
Makes
they call
sense,
them rodent control technicians, I think. And we've placed
RCT.
yes, we've placed them in barns, in wineries, and warehouses, and they do a wonderful job of keeping down the rodent population for people.
Great.
Wow. And now Pet Portal, Lisa, what is that? I saw that on your website.
All of our records here for the clinic are in a computer system. So people can access their records online, or if you're a client here, you can make an appointment for your pet through our pet portal, and it saves you the trouble of doing a phone call. Our phones are very, very busy, so we try to give people an easier access to get through.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, well, I had no trouble. So, I mean, you guys are just super, super friendly. What about volunteers? We mentioned them before, but what kind of person would you be looking for in a volunteer? And what kind of things would they do?
Volunteers come, again, in a range of talents. We have some that are foster homes. We talked about that for a little bit. We have dog walkers.
Tell us about that. So
Yeah.
someone come down here and just walk a dog?
Yeah, people can come down and walk a dog. That program is currently on hold for right now.
Right.
But we're hoping to get it started back up maybe mid to late summer. There's an orientation that you go through, and we talk about how to handle a dog. We have to make sure that people know how to put either a harness on or the proper leash system,
Right.
because we're in the city. And if a dog gets away from somebody, we don't want them to be in danger of getting hurt. So there's an orientation to go through. Our dog walkers get little backpacks that are filled with treats and water bottles and things. So some of our dog walkers will just go out in the city. Some of our dog walkers will take the animals. You can go home for the afternoon. You can go on a hike.
Okay.
So there's various ways to do dog walking,
Okay.
and it really depends on what you like. I personally like to walk in the city, so that, some people like to do, go out hiking, Carvin's Cove, that sort of thing. So it's up
Yeah.
to the individual person.
As far as dog walking, Lisa, in the city, is there a place you'd recommend people walk their dogs?
A lot of our dog walkers will go downtown
Yeah.
because there's things to see,
Yeah.
and we have to make sure that they're paired up with a dog who's going to do well in that situation, not one that just came out of a hoarding case. So our staff knows how to sort of match with what people want to do. But going downtown, and also the dog park.
Okay.
Dog park's a wonderful place to go.
Which is over near
Highland Ave.
Highland Park.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, they're very friendly over there. That whole neighborhood's wonderful. So the dog park is a great place to go.
Okay, so volunteers can do dog walking. What else would a volunteer do, and how would they apply?
There's an orientation once a month, and all you need to do is come into the orientation, and our staff then goes through some of the different roles that volunteers can play. They can help with cats. One day we'll be doing events again where we take animals out in that truck that you saw out front.
Right.
In our big transport truck, we take them out to PetSmart, to Petco, sometimes to Kroger, all sorts of different places. And then when we go to events, usually we have one volunteer per dog, and the dog gets a little Adopt Me vest on, and that volunteer knows the dog's story. So they will help meet new people and be sort of an ambassador to help get that animal adopted.
Now I want to say this before we run. We've got plenty of time right now,
Yeah.
but the place is impressive. I come in the door, meet the people, greet people here, and it's fantastic. impressive. Your office, I guess, I'm not sure this is your office.
It's several people share.
Okay. What's your background, real quick? Is that something, Lisa, you can...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I grew up in the Chicago area. Went to college. I'm a nurse, actually.
Okay.
So I was a kidney, pancreas, liver transplant nurse in downtown Chicago, and then I transferred into dialysis. So when we moved to Virginia, I started at Angels as a volunteer, actually. But I think a lot of our programs that are now based around people come from my nursing background.
Okay.
So we have programs that help victims of domestic violence. We have programs that help people in need. If they're going into the hospital or something, we can help with their animals. So I think that nursing background has helped bring in those new programs.
Interesting.
Yeah. And you've been here in Roanoke since 2003.
2003. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do y'all have animals that maybe they take to the hospitals and with kids in a hospital and
Occasionally we do, and it's a little bit harder because some of the animals we really have to know them before we can take them in a situation like that. But the programs that we do have to help people, they're short-term stay programs. So we have victims of domestic violence will often never leave the house because they're not going to leave their pet behind, and you can't take a pet to a homeless shelter. So the pets can come here on zero notice. There's a 24-hour number that people can call or social workers can call, and we've gotten cats in at 2 a.m, which is okay. So we will keep the animals here for victims of domestic violence. Sometimes people need to go to the hospital and have things taken care of. Oftentimes it's mental illness, and some patients have alienated friends and family members, but they still have their pets and they love them, and they will not get the treatment that they need because they won't leave their animals. But their animals can come here, and we'll watch them, and we'll take care of any medical needs that they have. And then when they get out of the hospital, or they get a new place, or things have changed where they can find a new place to live, they get their animals back.
She's Lisa O'Neill, Angels of Assisi here in Roanoke. Lisa, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's say I want to adopt, and I come to you guys, and could you guide and direct me to say, well, this kind of pet has this personality, or this kind of animal fits well in this environment? Do you give guidance and direction on things like that, or should I just come down here and take whoever licks my finger first?
It's a little bit of both, because oftentimes the animals will sort of pick you out, and there'll be that little love connection. But the staff will talk to you and say, hey, are you active?
Right.
Are you in an apartment? Do you have a fenced-in yard? And they'll make recommendations. Our dog trainer in particular has a knack for matchmaking. So she will talk to you and find out what you're looking for, and we do help guide people.
Okay. And then as far as the variety of dogs, just give a thumbnail sketch of what kind of dogs would be down here at your place.
We have currently in foster a 2-week-old puppy. I'm fostering a paralyzed dog. We have a dog that's probably 18 years old. We have litters of puppies. We have dogs that are 3 and 4. You name it.
You name it. It's, I'm
and if there's a
sure.
particular dog that you're looking for that we don't have, we do have great partners. The Regional Center for Animal Care and Protection, the Bedford Humane Society, the Allegheny Humane Society. So we can help network you to another shelter if you don't see somebody you like.
So if there was like a breed I was looking for, or a half breed or whatever, you guys could help guide me on that.
We could, yes.
All right.
I
The
see.
wheels are turning.
They are turning. Yeah. All right. Well, what about the future, Lisa?
The future for Angels of Assisi, and I think in general for animal shelters, is changing. So we're in the process. As soon as our permit gets finished, we're going to start breaking ground on our new facility. And our vision for our new facility is one of a place of resources. So it's going to be a veterinary clinic. We're going to have more parking. People can come and get pet food. They can have help with their animals with an ultrasound if they need it. They can get veterinary care, full service veterinary care, not just the basics of vaccinations.
I see.
So
Bigger facility.
A bigger, more up to date and state of the art clinic.
I'm sure y'all are excited.
Yeah, state of the art. I mean, you know, our vision is St. Jude's Hospital. It's not a big charge for people, but they have everything that you
Yeah,
could
good.
possibly want. And that's what we want for the animals in our community.
very cool.
For people to come. So we're currently looking at CT scan to add in there. We have digital x-ray, we have laboratory, we have endoscope, we have ultrasound, but we're looking to put in a CT scan that will really help with diagnostics. Right now we have 5 veterinarians on staff. We're looking to expand that and to increase our hours that people can come. So the new facility, a place of resources, state-of-the-art veterinary care.
Where's that going to be located?
It's going to be located on the corner of Franklin and Elm, not too far from here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And
There's
do
a
you
lot.
have like an estimate of how long it'll be before you're able to get all that going? It sounds like a glorious mission.
We think once we
is.
break ground, it'll be probably a year to a year and 3 months for them to finish everything. We do have some photos of the new building on our website, and the capital campaign is called Imagine.
Imagine,
So,
okay.
Imagine. So it's imagine what could happen with this new facility in Roanoke, where you can get veterinary care. Anybody that needs it, that can't afford it, can come. It will help people keep pets. We'll be able to help with the court case animals, state-of-the-art diagnostics and rehabilitation. If you need pet food, you can stop by. If you're in trouble, and let's face it, all of us have been in trouble at some point in our
yeah.
lives, and you need somewhere for your pet to go temporarily, so
Yeah.
you don't have to give them up. We'll watch your pet for you.
Is that right?
And then
Wow.
when you're ready to adopt, we'll have the adoption center, and we'll also have grown our foster program. And then it's the internet, we can do anything, right?
That's
so
right.
those animals will be online, and foster parents will be more engaged in facilitating adoptions and helping animals get new homes.
Very cool.
Well, in the meantime, people can still make donations. Like HB and his lovely
Mm-hmm.
wife, they donated some food and some resources to you, financial resources. But
Yes.
they can still do that.
Absolutely. All the information is on our website at angelsofassisi.org.
.org.
All
Okay.
right.
And one last question. I noticed too on your website there was a farm sanctuary.
Yes.
What the heck's that?
Yeah.
Harmony Farm Sanctuary is located in Botetourt County. It's close to 90 acres, and it's a sanctuary for farm animals. And it's
okay.
a huge resource actually for animal control agencies, because typically they don't really have a place to take farm animals that have been abused or neglected. One particular case a few years ago, there was a gentleman that had 60 goats, and he traveled up and down the line in Virginia, and nobody was able to, animal control wasn't really able to get involved because they didn't want to take them. So Botetourt County Animal Control got involved, and we actually got the person a lot of help that he needed. Harmony took the goats. So the sanctuary is actually a facility that helps law enforcement. The animals stay there for their lives. Dr. Richmond, our medical director, is also a large animal vet, so she helps take care of them. Dr. Conley helps with more of the exotics. We have peacocks and chickens and
So
things.
horses will be part of that too.
Yeah,
I'm
we
sure,
have
yeah.
we have a few horses. We have potbelly pigs.
Yeah, yeah.
Zebras?
No zebras,
No.
not yet. Not yet.
All right, Lisa. All right, HB, I'm going to give you and Lisa the last word. We got to wrap it up.
Oh gosh, I'm just so thankful that you're here. Y'all do a great job. I've been here a couple times through the years, and y'all have been so great. Anyway, go ahead, Lisa. You
really-
anything you want to add?
All of what we do is possible because of the support in our community. Roanoke is wonderful. The surrounding areas are wonderful. And it's all about helping the animals and helping the people that love them. And here at Angels, we couldn't do it without the support that everyone's given us. And we're really grateful to be a part of Roanoke. We try to be good neighbors to everybody. And we just want to, send out a thank you to everybody that supports us.
Well, I've heard nothing but good stuff about this place. And
It's the staff is amazing. They're
Yeah.
very resilient. They're
Wow.
very resilient.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel good just talking to you.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, Lisa, go get them.
Okay.
Yes,
let's
ma'am.
do it.
Thank you very much, Lisa.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And though every single human in the stands or in the commentary boxes was at a complete loss for words, the man who in his life had uttered fewer words than any of them knew exactly what to say.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
It's only sky.